Hey, Hunter with Pompeii here. And I thought I'd take a second to just explain how we often work with Pompeii, why we like the form factor of Pompeii for working with agents, and how we keep it human and collaborative and take the best parts of working as a team and fuse that with the benefits of agents in a thoughtful, useful way that doesn't give too much autonomy to the agents, but doesn't restrict you from using them. So let me explain the setup here. We're in an Acme org. This is kind of a fake product that we're working on. It's like a group chat for travel. We've all been in a travel situation where you got to sync on expenses and just try and keep everything in one place. And so we're using this Pompeii workspace to build out this product. And we've created a demo chat that we want to give to people as a way to introduce the concept and how this product works. And we're kind of going back and forth on our feedback on why this demo sucks and needs to be improved. And typically the way that this might work is we'd all give feedback. Maybe we'd join a Slack huddle. But what we've done here is we've just joined a forum in Pompeii where we're talking to each other. And I just turned the transcript on. So what happens is we just had a conversation that generated a transcript right there with a summary and a bunch of notes. And now I can simply ask the workspace agent to task this out and assign it to us. So Vulcan, which is the workspace agent that every workspace has, just created and turned these into tasks that now are focused modules of work where we can go do focused work. And the best part about this is that a task isn't just some representation of work to be done. It actually is a place that it's its own technology, really. It has the ability to apply a sandbox. It has the ability to bring in other agents. Vulcan itself can work on this. So the first thing I do is just say, hey, can we actually get some more context attached to this? And so you can think of the task as like its own sub-thread where you have the main timeline where all the conversations happen. And then you have these tasks that collaborative workspaces for the job to be done. And what I'm doing now is I'm actually going to talk to my own Claude Code session that I have locally on my computer. And this actually will tunnel into my Claude Code. This works for Cursor. This works for Codex. And the best part here is that typically if you were to do that, or if I was to do this in this situation, I would have to go jump over into my terminal, work in an isolated place there, and just update everyone kind of in a piecemeal fashion that's super cumbersome and feels, that there's a better way. And so while my Claude is working on that, I'm jumping around working on other things. I'm able to divide and conquer. But all the while, Claude is still building out this new feature. It's taken essentially all the notes from the transcript and our thoughts, and it's implementing those in one seamless motion. And the best part is that everyone can see what is happening. And so everyone can weigh in. So if someone feels like, hey, this is actually going the wrong direction, or it's inferred something. And so in a few minutes, we've all kind of collaboratively updated this demo pretty significantly here. And now we can go in for a round two. And so I'm going to screen share directly from Pompeii. I'm going to turn the transcripts on. And we're all going to weigh in on this 2.0 of the demo, what we like, what we don't like. I think what we saw here is that while it's more focused and clearly shows the goal, it was way too fast and had a lot of funny quirks. And so we're just describing that out loud, knowing the transcript is catching that. And after a few minutes of back and forth, deciding like what needs to be updated, that transcript can now be applied directly to the task. And so what I do is I just find, what is that task? And and so then I just say, hey, can you contextualize this transcript to this task? And now all of a sudden I've taken, the process of us three weighing in and giving feedback, and We've attached that directly to the task, directly to my Claude Code, all while keeping it collaborative. And if you go in here, now you'll see that Vulcan has brought all that context over, and I can simply give Claude Code that as the new work to be done on this session. And again, this flow, because it's not because you can run things in parallel, I can simply hand that off to Claude, and then I can go back and work on other things so that I'm never blocked by agents doing work. Okay, so and then the best part for Jack here is that he actually prefers Codex over Claude Code, and he can just bring his Codex in to work on the branch that was built here, and use his preferred agent. Maddie sometimes uses Cursor or his own, an own local model. Essentially, we don't want to be restrictive at all on what agents you work with. Just make the assumption that agents will be a part of this, and make them as easy to use and as to bring in as possible. So anyways, this is a little preview of how we work with Pompeii, why we love the form factor, and why we think you will too.